UFC Paris. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions and the betting breakdown. Really excited to talk about this card one last time after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. And also note, I'll be live tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time for the entire UFC Paris fight card. Don't miss the fight companion. And let's get into the first fight on the card. It's Zarah Fairn versus Joselyne Cavalcanti. So throughout the week, I have been going towards the underdog side of Zarah Fairn in essentially a bit of a coin flip matchup here. At the end of the day, I recognize, though, there are some serious red flags on both sides here. What? Cavalcanti's debut in the UFC, right? Never having fought top-tier opposition, whereas regardless of the lack of success Zarah Fairn has had in the UFC, she's been in there with good fighters. Felicia Spencer, a title challenger. Megan Anderson, title challenger. Joselyne Nunes, prospect on the come-up, and she looked quite good against Joselyne Nunes, and that's kind of why I'm leaning towards her here with Cavalcanti taking the fight on just 2 weeks' notice. Now, we'll look at the scales and see how the fighters looked, how in shape they were. We don't have the perfect order. I got to kind of scroll through a slew of fighter picks here. So let's scroll down to it. Let's find my girl Cavalcanti or Fairn. We found Fairn first, and this was obviously something that was kind of expected. It was a fairly large cut for her, dropping an extra 5 pounds where she's previously been a UFC women's featherweight, now fighting at a catchweight 140. She did make weight on point at 140, so no problems there, but she did have to strip down because she's cutting an extra 5. Could that wean the gas tank out in the later stages? Maybe, but then we kind of have an even ground for the fact that Joselyne Cavalcanti took this fight on 2 weeks' notice. But then what do I see? I see Cavalcanti with visible abs, no difficulty in the weight cut, absolute dynamite body language. Not only at the official weigh-ins, at the ceremonials, I gotta say, Cavalcanti's body language is there. She seems quite confident in this matchup here. She's pretty much eye to eye with Zarah Fairn. I'll be honest, guys. The way that Fairn looked on the scales, the way that Cavalcanti is staring her down, picking the Zarah Fairn underdog side was a lot more appealing prior to seeing them go nose to nose, prior to seeing them on the scales. I don't want to fade away from my call that I made earlier in the week. I like to stick with my guns. I really don't like pick flipping, but I'm seeing Zarah Fairn maybe struggling in the third round. I'll say this, I can definitely see a Cavalcanti winning it on the judges' scorecards. Then we get into the big issue, which is unreasonably large betting odds here. Like towards the side of Cavalcanti, I got minus 350. That to me doesn't make a lot of sense here. I can see 2-1, but 350 is crazy. When you dig into the opposition, it's not top tier. Now, we have an LFA championship belt. Sure, that is rather impressive in some facets, but it's not huge as far as being a debuting fighter in the UFC. Is Fairn the perfect matchup? Well, we're in Paris, where it's Fairn's home spot. You guys can see my Fairn confidence, is teetering around, 55%. It's probably dropped to a clean 50-50. So it's essentially coin flip. I actually flipped a coin jokingly on the late night live yesterday, and it went the side of Cavalcanti, and then she looked real good on the scale. Zarah Fairn's a big underdog, but she's an unreliable fighter and somebody that I would not consider backing with substantial amounts of fucking cash. That's the truth. Can she pull it off on the cards? Maybe. I feel as though we're going over 2.5. Forget about the pick here and trying to place a money line bet down. I think we're going distance. I think over 2.5 at minus 350 could be, or excuse me, over 2.5 at minus 135 could be the true dynamite play. Man, I really want to flip towards Cavalcanti. I really want to flip it, but I don't like pick flipping anymore because then I pick flip and then Zarah Fairn has the best performance of her life. But you guys can get where my confidence is with this pick. It's my heart's not in it with Zarah Fairn after seeing her struggle on the scale. I am quite concerned about the third round. So keep your eyes peeled. I think Fairn is going to do fairly well in the first round and a half. And then the third, I think, is the one that can lose her the fight. I'm seeing Cavalcanti winning, guys. I won't lie to you here. I guess I have to untechnically pick flip it and just speak truth. I think Cavalcanti can go out there and win it on the scorecards. I'm worried about Zarah Fairn in the third round. The 2 weeks notice, but then seeing how in shape Cavalcanti looks and knowing that she's 13 years younger, this is a red flag bet on Zarah Fairn, which I was more so confident pre-weigh-ins, pre-seeing them face off, pre-seeing the struggling cut of Zarah Fairn. I guess I won't officially pick flip it here because I don't like swaying against my guns, but a very, very low confidence Zarah Fairn call, which honestly at minus 350 tag on the other side, Cavalcanti's got no juice on it. Let's look at this here. Fairn by decision is plus 500. If Fairn goes out there and wins, though, I guess I'm the fucking Mystic Mac earlier in the week. But post weigh-in, I don't like it. I think Cavalcanti is going to be technically better than her and beat her. Fuck it. I'm pick flipping it. Screw it. I'm not saying throw your underdog money away. If you bet the dog, Fairn could pull it off. But I guess official pick after seeing him nose to nose, it just doesn't feel right for me to be going with Zarah Fairn. Well, inside of me, I just feel a complete toss-up. Fuck this first fight of the night, guys. Stay off the money lines is how I feel for the first fight of the night, unless it's a light dog attack on Zarah Fairn. What I think is quite possible is just over 2.5 tag at minus 135. I really feel like this first fight of the night, the line's swaying me a bit. And then seeing how bad Fairn looked on the scale, knowing she's 39, she could slow down. But the Paris crowd is behind her. I'm fucking just talking in circles over here. Because this fight here, post weigh-in, my side is Cavalcanti. All week it's been Fairn. I hate pick flipping. Fuck this first fight of the night. Fuck this first fight of the night. Better off looking at the over. Cavalcanti can definitely win, but she's way too wide for a debuting fighter as a favorite, and she still has a recent loss. So I'm not going to officially pick flip it. I'm just going to caution the side of Zarah Fairn and tell you guys she's an unreliable fighter. She's got a 6-5 record for a reason. And she's lost 3 in a row. She's fought higher level competition than Cavalcanti. So you know what? Fuck it. We're flipping a coin again. We'll go heads Fairn, tails Cavalcanti. Flip a coin. Let's see what we got. Oh, well, come on. Flip a coin. It's heads. We're sticking with Fairn. We're sticking with the official call. We're sticking with Fairn. It's a fucking coin flip first fight of the night. Over 2.5 seems nice, though. Let's keep running up. Let's get to the next fight. This is where my confidence jumps up a bit. Farid Basharat versus Clayton Rodrigues. I think that Basharat is going to win the fight. Clayton Rodrigues is a tough out, and he's a game customer for sure. He came in very good shape. You know, he never was successful in making weight at 125, and now he's decided, or actually the UFC has said, listen, get the fuck up and weight. We got to get you to a heavier class. Let's see if we can find my guy here. We got to scroll through because, like I said earlier, they don't have it in order here, man. Normally, we got everything in perfect order. For some reason, we don't. But okay, there we go. We got Farid, Basharat, and Clayton back-to-back. Look at the abs, shreds. Farid's in great shape. He's a game competitor with a win over a legit fighter in Damon Blackshear. Clayton Rodrigues, yes, I know people are hyped on blonde Brazilians, right? The blonde Brazilians tend to be able to win. It's the Charles Oliveira effect. I don't think that Clayton Rodrigues beats Farid Basharat. I'm confident that Basharat is going to win this fight. Let's pull up the face-off here. I will say I was impressed with the frame, right? The thickness of the back on Clayton Rodrigues. He's looking legit at 135 pounds, this being probably the right weight class for him. But his advantages over those guys at 25 he won't have here. The physicality edge is not in his favor. I think Basharat not only is going to be the slicker striker, but he's purely going to be better on the ground too. It's a Basharat unanimous decision call. I'm still quite confident that Basharat wins the fight. Now, as far as the odds here, we have a large favorite at minus 370 with Farid Basharat. Clayton Rodrigues at plus 295 as the underdog. I think Basharat by a unanimous decision. I like Basharat more as a parlay piece because obviously the money line is really wide. Decision win for Basharat sits at minus 105. I do expect him to win it on the judges' scorecards. I think he looked great on the scales. Don't be fooled by the blonde hair thinking, oh, Clayton Rodrigues, He's that Brazilian dog to pick. Not here. Farid Basharat is that 10-0 prospect. Clayton Rodrigues had a sick win over Shannon Ross, but Shannon Ross is not a high-caliber guy. And then he has a loss to CJ Vergara, who I think Farid Basharat would finish. I think Basharat would embarrass a CJ Vergara if they faced off. That is a huge step up in competition. Clayton Rodrigues should lose this fight by a dominant unanimous decision. Give me Basharat with high confidence. Next fight on the card is Nora Cornolle versus Joselyne Edwards. Throughout the week, I have been picking Joselyne Edwards to win a rather competitive decision. I think it's going to be a hard 3 rounds between these two. Cornolle making her big show debut. Not going to be an easy fight against Edwards, who is not always the most impressive performer, but she's damn good at winning these fucking split decisions. Be wary, it might be a split here. There's Nora Cornolle, who was quite emotional at the weigh-ins. She showed up on weight, in shape, ready to rock. Let's get Joselyne Edwards up. Let's scroll through the schloo. Where's my girl, Joselyne Edwards? Do we not have a Joselyne Edwards pick? We don't have a picture of Joselyne? I know how she looked on the official scale. Did they leave my girl, Joselyne Edwards, out? They left Joselyne Edwards out. They put Zarah Fairn under it. They didn't put Joselyne in. That's fucked up. Joselyne Edwards don't even have a pick. But you know what? That disrespect is aiding to my confidence. I swear they had a pick of her. But hey, it's all good. We got the official face-off pick. What you'll notice is Joselyne Edwards is a little bit taller. Frames, I would say muscularity slightly favors the side of Nora Cornolle. Yeah, I'm going to pick Joselyne Edwards. 29-28. Close decision win. Her UFC experience should be the ultimate difference maker. If you look at Cornolle's resume, she's got impressive finishes, but she hasn't fought anybody of note. Minus 104 for Cornolle. Joselyne Edwards sitting at minus 116. I'm going to go towards Joselyne Edwards on a competitive decision. Probably over 2.5 at minus 177, but I'd say the betting side of this fight, money line, risky, right? Because we have a competitive ladies matchup. Another potential coin flip fight. Minus 177 for over 2.5 is making sense to me. Edwards by a decision at plus 170. I can see this fight ending in a split decision. I don't see that line, though. I'm going to say Edwards, 29-28. She gets it on the judges' scorecards in a real competitive fashion. We don't know enough about Nora Cornolle's ability at a high level to go out and pick her here. So I'm going to go with Joselyne Edwards over the dangerous striker Cornolle, who's been bullying opposition at a much lower level, whereas Cornolle hasn't fought in the UFC. Joselyne Edwards is on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. So I got to go Edwards, close money line, pick'ems fight. I'm liking that over 2.5 in this one. Next fight on the card, we have Ange Loosa versus Rhys McKee. Something you'll notice when they face off, there's a bit of a height difference. I've been on the Ange Loosa side. He's the more physically imposing threat, and he does have a power punching advantage. McKee's going to have the length, but he's not a heavy striker. He doesn't hit hard. He's got good tapping shots, but I think Ange Loosa is going to comfortably walk him down, hit him with hard punches, put him on his back. I think Loosa's live for a knockout as well. I've been calling a potential KO throughout the week, but decision is nowhere near crazy in this matchup here. There is Ange Loosa, who looks jacked. Ange Loosa's got one of the most menacing frames in the UFC. Ange Loosa's jacked as they come. And let's scroll down to my guy Rhys. But yeah, Loosa looks incredible as expected. He looks like a fucking bodybuilder. He's got a little classic physique frame on him. There's Rhys McKee, slender, long Irishman, representing Northern Ireland. And let's pull up the face-off between these two, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the height differential. Where is my face-off pick? We got them shaking hands. This is even better than a face-off. It was very respectful between these two. They stayed far away from each other. You see an obvious height advantage towards the side of Rhys McKee. Loosa's going to have to close that distance. I think his technical toolset will allow him to do such a thing. He's a Killcliff FC fighter, and he's going to have the wrestling in the back pocket, being the more imposing physical threat. So I'm going to go Ange Loosa to win. I lean you towards more of a money line side as opposed to trying to throw down, chasing a knockout prop. Ange Loosa's minus 160, McKee at plus 140. I think the durability of Loosa is quite evident. So over 2.5 is minus 145. Loosa on the money line might be the better side, but I think KO is not crazy for Ange Loosa being the much heavier handed guy, and I could see him getting a UFC knockout win. Plus 265 for Ange Loosa. He's on a win-loss, win-loss, win-loss streak, and I think that he can snap that streak and get 2 wins in a row now because obviously he's coming off of a win in his last fight over AJ Fletcher. Total opposite frame for AJ Fletcher, who had a 67-inch reach. Now his opponent has a 78, so what a fucking difference. I'm going Ange Loosa with pretty high confidence. I feel good about him winning. He's the better technical fighter, and he has the physicality advantage. He should beat Rhys McKee in this matchup here. Let's keep running up the card. Next matchup on it, we have the featured prelim of the night, which is Taylor Lapilus versus Caolán Loughran. I'm picking the side of Taylor Lapilus. He's the French prospect to watch. The crowd went fucking bananas when he was there. I was picking Loughran to win against Ghemmouri, and I was picking Lapilus to win over Muin Gafurov. I think Taylor Lapilus is technically the better technical striker. He's evidently the better technical striker, and he's going to be able to fend off Loughran's grappling attack, and then also bring into the fact that, yes, these guys are of similar height. There is going to be a reach advantage. Loughran doesn't have his official reach on Tapology, but I believe it's 66 inches, while on the opposite side, Lapilus with a 73-inch reach and the technical striking advantage. I think he's going to win a unanimous decision over a game Irishman and Caolán Loughran. Let's pull up these guys on the scales here. Let's find them. We're on the hunt, man. It's like a coin flip. I go one way or the other. Maybe it's the other way. Yeah, we got to go down. Let's find Loughran on the scale. Where's my guy, Loughran? There's Lapilus, looking good, lean, ready to rock, shredded. But as is Caolán Loughran, he looks shredded as hell too. Both guys in very good shape. And let's pull up the face-off here. Let's get this face-off up. I don't know why. I feel like Loughran just has such a funny look to him, man. It's menacing in some sense, but it's also hilarious in others. Because he reminds me a little bit of the thumb from Spy Kids, bro. If you watch that as a kid, you remember the thumbs? He looks like that, man. I think Taylor Lapilus is going to style on him. 3 hard rounds, though, because Loughran's no bitch. The dude's a former Cage Warriors champ, and he's a swell prospect. And the thunder is fucking striking because I think we got a money call in this one here. So I'm going with the side of Lapilus by a unanimous decision in this matchup here. I would more go towards moneyline betting, which sits at minus 170 on the money line for Lapilus to Loughran at around plus 150 as the underdog. Lapilus should win. I think these guys are going to go the 3 over 2.5 at minus 200. Lapilus to win by a decision, plus 110. A knockout is all the way up at plus 575, but it's not like Lapilus doesn't have knockout capabilities. I mean, knockout win here, knockout win here, and then you see some decisions. He's fought good opposition. Josh Hill, Wilson Hayes, DeMarte Pena. I mean, you look through Nate Maines, who we finished. Rather impressive rate of competition. And Lapilus was supposed to be fighting Khalid Taha almost a year ago to the date, right? It was supposed to be September 3rd, and he was a big favorite over Taha. Unfortunately, pulled out injured, and then now finally getting his shot in the UFC. Different opposition than he was originally scheduled for with Muin Gafurov, but still a favorable matchup. Still one that I see Lapilus winning. He's the former Aries FC champion, and I think that he's going to beat the Cage Warriors champ. He's going to represent France well. He's that guy. Lapilus should get it done. Lapilus by a unanimous decision. He's going to win the fight. Let's jump to the main card. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We got Morgan Charriere versus Manolo Zecchini, the Italian stallion. I like this matchup a lot. I think it's going to be a very good fight. I've been picking Charriere throughout the week, but he's way too wide of a favorite for me to say, yeah, that's the betting side. No. because Zecchini is a fucking junkyard dog who comes to fight, who throws heavy punches, who has flying knee knockouts and is well-rounded. This is no joke. There he is right there. This is Zecchini. This is the huge underdog. Shredded, jacked. He's got the earrings and the nipple piercing. This guy's a menace already. Zecchini's got that look, man. I like Zecchini. And let's find my guy Charriere. Where is Morgan Charriere? There he is with a little bit of red dreads. He's in good shape as well. I don't know, man. I think Charriere is going to be in a very difficult fight. So if you have your parlays all relying on him, bro, I think you might be in some trouble. I'll be straight up because I love Zecchini's body language at the fucking weigh-ins. I love the face-off intensity. He's got a great frame. How can I not be rooting for the slick Italian with his hair done back, with the gold chain, with the earrings on, with the intensity? He's even bringing the hands up like this. Come on. I'm rooting for Zecchini. I'll pick Charriere to win the fight. I think it's a hard 3 rounds. He pulls it off. But I would not be betting Charriere. I'll rather bet the Italian underdog because you know he can have his Rocky moment right here over the French prospect in Charriere. So technically the pick is Charriere. I ain't touching his money line. I'd rather bet the underdog Zecchini plus 285. And as a fan, you know I'm rooting for Zecchini. I'm rooting for the Italian stallion. Minus 345 Charriere. Over 1.5 is minus 225. I think it's going to go over 1.5. Zecchini by a knockout plus 700. Or Charriere by a decision plus 190. Zecchini's got KOs, man. KO, submission. Dude's got finishing abilities. Now, this is an experienced veteran that he's facing. Charriere probably wins a decision, guys. He probably can pull the wrestling card out of the back pocket, mix that in, might be a little more athletic and technical than Zecchini, who's a straight junkyard dog and is going to throw heavies at him, is going to rip him with big hooks and look to sit on his punches, but end up getting put on his back with some takedowns. So the pick is Charriere, but the fan side is Zecchini all day. I'm rooting for him. Honestly, he's a new fucking Italian fan favorite for me with the hands up, with the fucking earrings, the slick back hair. How do I not root for my guy? I'll pick Charriere, but I'm considering a potential bet on the side of Zecchini maybe tomorrow. So tune into that fight companion. I might throw a D-Gen dog bet on somebody I'm picking against just to represent the Italian culture. So we're going Charriere. He probably wins a decision, but way too juiced of a tag. Zecchini's still a live underdog. Next fight on the card, it's William Gomis versus Yanis Ghemmouri. I've been picking William Gomis since yesterday when I did my official breakdown of this fight, and Gomis is a guy that should win. Like, I like Gomis' chances a shit ton here. I think he's going to win the fight. Let's find Gomis. Opposite direction. We got to go all the way up. Bum, 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 bum. Where is he? Where is he? There is Yanis Ghemmouri. He weighed in, looking ripped and in good shape. Let's see, maybe Gomis is down at the bottom. Or is Gomis another forgotten fighter? They're forgetting the French. Where is my guy Gomis? Yeah, they forgot Gomis too. Well, he did look really shredded at the official weigh-ins. He looked lean and ready to go. Interesting how they don't have his pick. But it's okay. It's all good because I got the face-off here. I got the fucking nose-to-nose, and I got a full-body face-off. Because this one here, I wanted to emphasize that there is a height difference of, you know, a fairly substantial margin, right? You look here. Look at this face-off, right? We got a couple inches in height for Gomis. He's got no shoes on, whereas Ghemmouri's got the shoes on. I think that Gomis wins 30-27. He's going to be able to take Ghemmouri down. Having a more well-versed MMA game over the kickboxer, I think William Gomis wins in Paris against a fellow Frenchman and gets himself second win in the octagon. Gomis is solid, man. Third win in the octagon. What am I saying? Second. Third win in the octagon. I think Gomis is going to win a unanimous decision. Not an easy fight, but Gomis should win the bout. Gomis should win the bout, guys. And my confidence is there on him. I feel like he's got a good chance. Minus 210, fair line for somebody that's got 2 wins in the UFC. Ghemmouri's not an easy out, and he's going to be there for the 3, and it's going to be a hard fight, but I think Gomis is winning it. So Gomis minus 210. Decision win for Gomis, which I think is rather likely, is only at plus 105, but it's because it's a likelihood tag to come through. William Gomis to win. I got him here over Ghemmouri. I know Ghemmouri's got some kickboxing skills. He's a nasty kicker, but I got a more well-versed athlete in William Gomis, who also has quite slick stand-up and then has potential X-factor of the grappling tool set. Gomis for the W. He wins this fight. Pretty confident call, actually. Pretty confident call. Next fight on the card is Volkan Oezdemir versus Bogdan Guskov. If you guys been watching the channel all week, you already know this, but if you haven't, I'm calling Volkan Oezdemir the lock. Lock of the card. Lock of the week. Close enough money, right? He's sitting around minus 170. We'll bring up the odds towards the end of this one. But I think Volkan Oezdemir is going to chin Guskov. I feel like Guskov's game gets a little bit reckless, and he's very live to be knocked out against a high-level guy. All week, I've been comparing the opposition levels. The one step up in competition for Guskov was Vyacheslav Vysheslavsky, who was 33-8, and that was nearly 3 years ago, but he was brutally knocked out in the first round. Volkan Oezdemir has fought everybody. Rakic, Prohashka, Ankalaev, Craig, Krylov, all top UFC opposition time in and time again. And he's also fought Daniel Cormier and other guys. Like, Volkan's been in there with the who's who. He hits really hard. He's got the one-shot knockout power, and I think he's going to put the lights out of Bogdan Guskov. Interesting how Volkan Oezdemir burst onto the UFC scene with a competitive win over Ovince St. Preux in his debut. Now he's got Guskov looking to make a name off of him. Not going to happen. Guskov's getting put to bed here. Volkan Oezdemir, confident call. I'm picking him to win, and I'm excited as hell to see him get a knockout here. Let's pull these guys up. There is Volkan Oezdemir. Looks like his typical self. Looked pretty intense. And let's see where my guy Guskov is. Is Guskov another forgotten fighter? Is this a new trend? The forgotten fighters? Listen, don't fade all the forgotten fighters, but this forgotten fighter you should fade. At the end of the day, we got Bogdan Guskov, a.k.a. the Uzbek Anthony Smith, and I don't see him beating a Volkan Oezdemir. He actually looked kind of soft. Like, I don't know. He looks like a little bit of more of an 85er. I'm looking at the frame, and I'm not impressed. We got the face-off here. Guskov couldn't make eye contact with him, whereas Oezdemir was steering into his soul. You know who actually Guskov looks like? He looks like Krzysztof Sosinski. He also looks like Artur Szpilka. Guys that can be chinned. I think that Volkan Oezdemir is going to knock out Guskov in the first round. So Volkan, obviously a confident call. I called him the lock of the week for a reason, and he's going to win the fight. Now, as far as the betting odds, he's a minus 180 favorite, which is still kind of playable, right? It's still playable. To Guskov at plus 155 as an underdog. I like Oezdemir to win with confidence. I think he's getting a KO. Probably the under at minus 170 hits too, because Guskov gets reckless and he's taking a big step up in competition. It's a minus 110 Oezdemir money line. Give me Oezdemir. Give me knockout. Give me lock of the week hitting again. And I think we're hitting the 3 in a row. We're going to get it now. 3 in a row here with Volkan Oezdemir getting it done for the lock section. I'm going with Volkan Oezdemir confidently. He's in a sleep, Guskov. Next fight on the card is the featured bout of the night. It's Benoit Saint-Denis versus Thiago Moises. I have been picking the side of Benoit Saint-Denis throughout the week. I feel like he can outdog Thiago Moises. Moises is known for quality jiu-jitsu, and he does have 2 wins in a row. But Benoit Saint-Denis is a fucking tank of a human being. The dude is tough as they come. He's got a good grappling game and is very physically strong. He's a competent striker as well, and he fights out of the southpaw stance. I think he's going to give Moises fits in this fight here. So I'm going with Benoit Saint-Denis to win. I say he gets it done. I think unanimous decision. I feel like it's a hard 3 rounds, and Benoit Saint-Denis outdogs Thiago Moises in this one. Let's pull up the scales here. Benoit Saint-Denis, I'm picking him here. There he is with the tat. There he is with the fucking psychotic look in his eye. He looks ready to kill. Holy shit. I like Benoit Saint-Denis here. And then there is Thiago Moises, who's also in decent shape, but you'll see something as I bring up the face-off. Something to note between these two is the fact that Benoit Saint-Denis is the larger man. He's taller, he's longer. He's going to have an edge, I think, in the wrestling department. And I think he's going to be able to outstrike a Thiago Moises as well. And then I bring in the fact we already know he's as tough as they come, and we're in Paris, France. It's Benoit Saint-Denis for the win. There's the face-off there. Saint-Denis is going to get it done. I feel pretty good about him winning this fight, man. As far as the odds, Saint-Denis is a minus 152 favorite to Thiago Moises at plus 140-ish as an underdog. I like Benoit Saint-Denis to win this bout. Decision win for Benoit Saint-Denis is what I'm seeing. It's plus 240. I think we are going over. Isn't it interesting? The over is minus 110 for over 2.5. I feel like this fight's destined to go longer. I don't see Moises submitting Benoit Saint-Denis, and I don't see Benoit Saint-Denis submitting Moises. Maybe Saint-Denis is able to get a stoppage with some ground and pound after he stung Moises on the feet. I like the money line Saint-Denis. I think he's going to win it on the cards, though. But there's definitely a chance that he could end up getting a stoppage by outworking a Thiago Moises and bringing a high pace to the fight. Something about Saint-Denis is he's not fearful of the ground at all. He'll rip some heavy high kicks. Can you imagine a high kick knocked out Thiago Moises? His stock is jumping tenfold up the ranks. So Benoit Saint-Denis should win. He's took a beating from Elizeu Zaleski, who's a dangerous man up a weight class, and Thiago Moises doesn't possess that type of power. He's got good jiu-jitsu, but how's he going to be able to out-grapple a Benoit Saint-Denis, who's an absolute bullying tank of a fucking grappler too? So Saint-Denis getting it done. I have him winning this fight. Probably 3-0. Next fight on the card is our co-main event. It's Manon Fiorot versus Rose Namajunas. I've been going with the side of Thug Rose. I think she might find a rebuild, right? Up a weight class at 125. She might reemerge as that dangerous female we all know and love. She's been in there with the who's who. She's the former strawweight champion. She's very slick and quick. I think Manon Fiorot, good fighter. Good striking. Nice side kicks. Decent kickboxing from the outside. Not super fast or explosive. Namajunas is going to be quicker. And then I wonder, does Namajunas surprise some people with mixing in some takedowns in this fight here? I don't think that's out of this fucking world impossible. I think Rose Namajunas wins a hard-fought decision over Manon Fiorot and ends the hype train, at least for the time being. Now let's pull them up on the scales. Let's check these ladies out. Let's check these ladies out on the scales. Scroll it down. There's Thug Rose at 125. She looks a little more filled out. Looks a little more muscular. Honestly, a little more masculine with that shaved head. Thug Rose. She looks a little thug-like here. And then let's pull up her opponent, Manon Fiorot. Manon Frankenstein Fiorot. Manon Nanny McPhee Fiorot. Not trying to shit on Manon Fiorot, but she does kind of look like a Nanny McPhee Frankenstein type combination. She looked kind of psychotic here. Like, holy shit. And then let's pull up the actual face-offs for the co-main event. Let me shrink it down. All right. Boom. There's the face-off. Fiorot might be a little leaner, but Rose Namajunas, I think, is ready for 125 pounds. Like, there's a chance that this is the best version of Rose because now she doesn't have that weight cut. She fills out a little more. She has a little more fat on her. That's better. She's got more muscle, too. I'm going Thug Rose for the win. And, like, you can never count out Thug Rose to pull off even a knockout over someone like Manon Fiorot. Minus 185 for Fiorot. Plus 160 for Thug Rose. Give me Thug Rose for the win. Namajunas to pull it off by a decision. Plus 350, where a KO is plus 775. I got Thug Rose to get it done. Manon Fiorot is also talking shit about Erin Blanchfield. Oh, she's unimpressive. It was a lackluster win. She beat Talia Santos, who's the uncrowned champ. So Manon Fiorot pipe down because the queen Erin Blanchfield is getting that next title shot, but it won't matter because Rose Namajunas is going to win here. And then Thug Rose is in the mix at 125. You saw the success Jessica Andrade had at 125. She earned the title shot, and Rose Namajunas beat her in their last fight at 115. I think Rose ends up beating Manon Fiorot in this matchup here. Fiorot was close and competitive with Katlyn Chookagian, who, yes, is tall and long, has nowhere near the technical striking capabilities nor the explosiveness and speed of Rose Namajunas. So give me Thug Rose for the win. Upset. She's back on track. Stop sleeping on Thug Rose. Let's go, Thug Rose. And now we got the main event. Ciryl Gane versus Sergey Spivac. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm picking Ciryl Gane to knock Sergey Spivac out. Spivac does not respond well to hard strikes on the feet, and you're going to see that here. The elbows of Gane are a live factor as Spivac tries to clinch up with him. The foot speed of Ciryl Gane is nasty. The dude is incredibly light on his feet, and he's going to be hard for Spivac to get a hold of. Oh, but Jon Jones took him down and subbed him in 2 minutes. Yeah, fucking Jon Jones, the greatest of all time. That's not what Spivac is. Spivac is a strong grappler, but rather slow, plodding heavyweight. His striking is absolutely mid-tier, whereas Ciryl Gane has a very technical striking game and has a God-given athleticism that is unmatched at heavyweight. And also take into consideration, up until the Jon Jones fight, it's not like Gane was known as this horrible grappler. Sure, Francis Ngannou landed a couple takedowns. I don't think Ciryl Gane in the slightest expected that from Francis Ngannou. And if he would have got a rather close decision that could have gone either way, he would have been the world champion and the hype would have been through the roof. And everybody probably would have said, oh, he's going to crush Spivac. Sergey Spivac offers just grappling. Ciryl Gane can do it all. He's a hybrid fighter. Ciryl Gane's going to knock out Sergey Spivac. And he's going to show everybody like, yo, it's not over for me yet. Don't sleep on me now. I'm back in the hunt for the title. Yeah, Jon Jones got me, but Jon Jones is the greatest ever. Ciryl Gane for the win. Let's pull them up on the scales and check them out. Bon gamin. Bon gamin. There is Sergey Spivac looking like his typical self, the polar bear. He looks like a fucking polar bear. There is Ciryl Gane, who honestly, man, got an interesting look in his eyes here. Maybe looks a little chubbier than normal. Might be better. He looks a little larger. He weighed in at 250. He's a big boy for this matchup here, and I think it's because, you know, he's anticipating Spivac's grappling. He's put a little muscle tissue on, so he's going to be able to fend off those grappling attempts. And let's pull up the face-off for the main event, the final face-off. Boom. There's the face-off. Similar frames, not really, I guess. Similar frames, the wrong word, but like similar statures. More muscularity towards Ciryl Gane. A little more visible body fat on the side of Sergey Spivac. Similar heights between these two. It's a battle of striker versus grappler. I think Bon Gamin stops the grappler's attempts, and I think he's going to get a knockout win. Yes, Sergey Spivac ran over Derek Lewis last time out, but it's Derek Lewis. It's not Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane's going to win this fight. His last fight was against the greatest fighter of all time in Jon Jones. Minus 185 for Ciryl Gane. He's the favorite. Spivac at plus 160. Though Ciryl Gane is the favorite, I have seen many doubters. A lot of people seem to be going the side of Spivac and completely counting out Ciryl Gane. I don't see that here. I think Gane is going to knock him out. Under 2.5, minus 160, I think is rather likely. I see Gane with a knockout in the first or second round. Gane by KO at minus 105. But if you're looking to touch the knockout prop, it's plus 525 for a round knockout prop of the first, and then plus 600 for a round knockout prop of the second. I think Ciryl Bon Gamin Gane is going to knock out Sergey Spivac on Saturday in Paris in front of the home crowd. He's going to style on him, and I'm very excited to see it. So Ciryl Gane to win the main event of the evening, silence the naysayers, and put himself back in title contention and set up a potential Tom Aspinall fight, maybe early 2024, but who knows? Maybe even the end of the year of 2023 if Gane comes out of this fight without much damage. I'm very interested in that too. So Ciryl Gane to get the win over Sergey Spivac. Not long ago, Ciryl Gane was considered the future of heavyweight. Now everybody thinks Sergey Spivac's going to run him over. Spivac's been knocked out in 2 out of his 3 losses. Walt Harris, athletic striker. Tom Aspinall, dangerous motherfucker, athletic too. And he also has a loss to Marcin Tybura. I think Ciryl Gane's going to beat him. Bon Gamin for the win. He comes back after the Jones loss. Sergey Spivac cannot beat Ciryl Gane on Saturday. I'm riding with the Gane train, but we're not done just yet. It's time to jump to the parlays, and let's do a little post-weigh-in parlay. I think Volkan Oezdemir, Farid Basharat, plus 105. William Gomis, plus 207. I like this three-fighter. I think this is on the smarter side. These two probably going long. I said I'd include an over. Plus 383 for the over there. I think that's quite possible, man. I think there's a real chance of it right here. Plus 383. What's the over in this one? Plus 865. Now we're trying to get crazy, though. We're trying to 8 times our money. What I like is the closer money plays. I like the closer money plays, man. Volkan Oezdemir with Farid Basharat is feeling very good to me post-weigh-in at plus 105. You could also add in Gomis, or you can do an alternate without Basharat, and you can throw Gomis on your slate at plus 136. If you're like, yo, I don't want to play Gomis, but I do like your Oezdemir call, but I want someone on the prelims that's not Farid, then you could maybe throw in Loosa at plus 150. Or do you go main card savagery? You go Volkan Oezdemir with Benoit plus 155, adding in William Gomis and Bongamin Ciryl Gane plus 500 now, plus 508. We can't get these parlays too fucking crazy, to be honest with you guys, this week. Plus 856. Then you threw in Lapilus plus 1453. This is a risky one, man. But I do think there's a real chance for it to hit, guys. A real chance for it to hit. Because I see all these fighters with wins, and I think that over hits too. But you got to be cautious as hell with your parlays this week. 2-3 fighters max for your highest likelihood of success. Volkan is my lock of the card. I like how Gomis looked a lot on the scales. I really liked Farid Basharat weighing in as well. I think Lapilus should get it done. Ange Loosa, the red flag is obviously the height difference, but he should also definitely win. Charriere Zecchini is a fucking coin flip. Don't ride everything on Charriere, because the Italian stallion is live there. Pretty good card, man. I'm excited for it. I'm excited as hell for it. If you want to be a psycho, you go Rose Namajunas, Volkan Oezdemir, and you threw in Farid Basharat, plus 453. Throw in Zecchini real quick. Plus 1973. Zecchini, Namajunas, Volkan, Farid. It's a little bit psychotic, though. But it could hit. Plus 668 without it. Not picking Zecchini officially, but maybe. This is a money parlay, though. I like this more so than anything else. Don't want to play Farid. Maybe you fall into the trap where you're intimidated by the blonde-haired Brazilians. You know what? I don't blame you. The blonde-haired Brazilians are dangerous. Plus 147, though, for the over in the Edwards fight in Volkan. Pretty damn good card, guys. I'm hyped for it. I'll be live for the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's weigh-in recap show for UFC Paris. Definitely let me know what you thought of the picks in the comments below. Throw your lock of the card up. Let me know some of your favorite picks on it. And hey, do you guys got any pick flips? Also tell me in those comments. But if you got nothing to say in the comments, we just enjoy the content. As always, drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. Much love, my people. I appreciate you all watching. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to smash the likes. Subscribe if you're new. Turn the post notifications on. And don't just keep them on personalized. Put them on all so you don't miss a video, because I got daily content. And obviously, you guys know I'll be live for the Fight Companion entire UFC Paris fight card. You do not want to miss it. If you really love the content, maybe send it to a friend. Share the video. Help build the community even larger as we close in on 21,000 subscribers. Much love, my people. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, everybody.